of the Men on the Internet podcast. Here with us today are two browns and a black.
Hey.
One in the pink and two in the stink.
Two in the stink. Hey, why we gotta be in the stink, man?
You never know really who's. Well, you're in. Well.
What?
I don't get it either.
You're
That was
in
a
the
mix of
pink.
emotions there.
You're in the
I
pink.
am in the pink.
I'm in the stink, I guess. And yeah, I guess you're probably in the stink as well. All right. So, anyways, welcome back to the show. Fully dressed as we were last week.
Yes.
We came coordinated
Yeah.
with our uniforms.
Yeah. So I have a little bit of a goal. And, you know, summer's coming around.
Yeah, it is.
Summer's coming around. And I would like to find out, like, what do you guys want to do for the summer? But before we talk about it, let me introduce you guys. So we have Sunil.
Hi.
Straight from the south side of India.
Yeah, actually.
Thank you. I did my research.
He guessed.
You only
Yeah,
got to guess
research.
two options, right?
Right.
South side, north side.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have straight from the slums of Nicaragua.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually correct. You are correct.
Sabalos.
What's going on?
And so with that being said, it's
Did
me.
people actually ever know your last name? That might be the first time it's ever been.
Well, I only
Yeah.
call him Sabalos.
No, you call him Chris.
Oh,
You
yeah.
call him Kurt.
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 You know about that crow?
Uh-huh.
I don't think you've ever called him Sabalos on the show, to be honest.
Is it on there? I think it is on there.
You know about that, crow?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been calling him Sabalos for so
I know, but never on the show.
crazy.
Yeah.
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 So
Well, now everybody knows your government.
Yeah, that's cool.
He always like corrects me, and I never listen.
No, I don't correct you. It's when I meet new people, you say, "Oh, this is Sabalos." I'm like,
Well, my name is Chris.
And he says it all like low. He's like, Sabalos.
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, Sabalos is here. He's with us.
because like I'll start and then I'm like, it really doesn't matter. I'll answer to both.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
don't give
it's
a shit.
Sabayos?
Yeah, Sabayos. Yeah.
Because it makes sense because there's a basketball player that used to play for the Lakers named Cedric Sabalos, and he's not anything like Chris
Oh,
because he's black.
Did he spell his name with a C?
Yeah.
Caballos?
oh, it was like CEBA.
CEBALLOS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
How's your spell?
SABA.
Oh.
LLOS. So what do you guys want to do this summer?
Well, I've been doing this trip every single month.
Damn.
So I've been doing that. My third one's about to be next weekend.
Sick.
So far I've been to San Diego, Vegas. I'm going to like Santa Barbara next
Nice.
weekend.
You going by yourself?
Probably not. But so summertime, I think I want to do my first international trip.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Where are you going to go? Ukraine?
Probably want to go.
Stupid dude. I bet you the flights are cheap.
What'd you say? Go
He's
where?
so fucked up, dude. He said, "Where you gonna go? Ukraine?" We got canceled again. Honestly,
The flights could be cheap.
Yeah, they-
One of the
yeah.
homies used to tell me that anywhere there's a
You
bomb, she's
such-
like, yeah, the flights is cheap for like 6 months.
you dumb as hell. Anyway, continue.
Probably somewhere tropical.
There you
Maybe
go.
Jamaica.
Mr.
But
Worldwide.
you just went to, where
Puerto
did you
Rico.
just go? Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You just went to Puerto Rico?
No, in November.
Oh, all right.
That's just.
I mean, it's pretty recent.
Yeah. Wait,
Within
November is
6
what?
months?
November, December, January, February, March. Ooh, okay.
It's something about to be 6 months.
6 months. So you might go to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Go to Dunn's River Fall.
Or Jamaica or Belize.
Here, Belize is the
Belize.
spot.
Yeah.
Sam
I've
could
heard
give you
that.
some spots. Sam went to Belize.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sam will always tell you America's better.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my God. Sam went on a whole European trip. Went to Italy. Comes back. He goes, Domino's pizza's better. I said, fuck you, Sam. Shut up. He's like, ugh, this food's the
you know,
worst.
Domino's in other countries is different, right?
Is it?
So yeah, I had Domino's in India, and the pepperoni is different.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it probably comes from a real pig.
Yes, it's like
They kill the pig right there.
In the back.
Yeah. Sorry, gotta go, Bubby.
So yeah, summertime I want to be outside more. I want to do a big trip, and then I just want to do more. I don't want to just be cooped up in the house.
Facts.
Same.
What about you, Chris? What's the game plan?
I do want to get outside. I'll do some like light traveling. I don't know.
Do you and the wifey like going to just like the beach or
That's the goal. I think that's the goal for the summer.
Yeah,
We've
us to
never
get
done
out.
that.
Yeah, no, I mean we take like some trips, but like it's been few and far between.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just because she's been working so much, and so hopefully this summer, if she does just summer school teaching, we have a little more time because they wrap up by like noon, and then
Yeah. Send the kids.
and
on.
it's only like one thing, right? It's one class. for the
yeah,
students.
and I think it's like 4 days out of the 5. So.
Got you.
I want to get in better shape,
Mm-hmm.
and
Same.
then
That's my
that's
goal.
going to be important.
But
And
up until that's starting now.
say it again.
You want to be in better shape by summer. So
Yeah, by
that's
summer.
starting now.
Yeah, for sure. It's so easy to get out of shape.
Yeah.
It's
I honestly
stupid easy.
feel like I was doing pretty good up until like January, and then I just started eating out of whack as to what I was eating, and then boom, like a month later, I look like silly putty. So I want to get in better shape. I want to do like stuff I see people on the internet do. So I want to go to beach, like not beach, but like boat things.
Oh, okay.
I want to go on a boat somewhere.
Uh huh.
I'll just like sit on it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Wait,
mean?
you don't want it to move?
No, it can move. I just want to be like in the middle of the boat.
As opposed
Oh,
to what?
you're
Like
not.
I'm not going on the edge.
Oh,
I'm confused.
you
What
got the
size
fear?
is this boat?
Bro, boats are cool.
I'm
there's not-
scared.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's not as bad.
Are we talking a giant boat or
Yeah,
like, a canoe?
like a pretty. No, I'm not going on a canoe. I'm not going because I just went kayaking
Oh,
and
love
I didn't really
kayaking.
like it.
I love it.
I didn't really like it, but the water was
Did
so
you sit in the
crystal
front
clear.
or did you sit in the back?
Out in the back.
See, that's where you messed up. The heavier person is supposed to sit in the front.
No, they told us the heavier person is supposed to sit in the back.
Yeah, they told you wrong.
They just said it was heavy.
You shouldn't be tipping over in a kayak.
I didn't. You know, I readjusted.
Yeah, but you said you guys fell in the water.
I fell in the water. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
Well, yeah, that's why it was an accident.
Well, I'm saying
I sued them.
But like, yeah, the heavier person, at least in the kayaks that I've been, the heavier person is supposed to be in the front.
And then now the back is like.
You know.
The back is like
Yeah,
tipping
just
in the
leaning.
air. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I did not know that. They said
Yeah.
that the heavier person is supposed to go in the back. And the heavier, stronger person, of course.
Wait, so you're talking about a boat, like
Yeah, I
with
want
an
to go on a
engine?
boat party. Yeah.
Oh, big enough for multiple people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
I just
talking
don't want
about,
to be
like-
on the edge.
Like a yacht.
Yeah, exactly. Like last summer, I went on a yacht for a day. It was a nice time.
Nice.
And I was on a couple boats in Hawaii,
Uh huh.
and
That's right.
yeah, and the little boat hated it.
Right.
Hated it.
Because you could feel too much.
Yeah, I mean, I could honestly still feel the vomit.
Is your motion sickness wild like that?
Oh yeah,
Mine too.
Really?
yeah. And I didn't know that. I think I turned 30, and my body was just like, all right, we're
Well,
done protecting
You're
you.
broken.
You got to
So no
Dramamine it
roller
up.
coasters, anything like that.
I haven't been on a roller coaster in literally 15 years. Maybe.
Wow.
So I don't know. But if I went on a roller coaster, I would take a Dramamine and
Probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
be fine. But I want to get on some boats. But the thing I enjoyed a lot on the boat in Hawaii was jumping off of it when it was safe to do so.
Into the water?
Yeah, into the.
That's
So I
fun.
went swimming with the potatoes. I mean, with the turtles.
Go ahead.
Hold up. Flag on the field. Flag on the
Swimming with
field.
potatoes.
Please tell me
I think they were
how the
trying to
hell
eat you, bro.
turtles turn into potatoes.
I
Tell me
don't-
how that correlates in your mind, please.
I don't know.
I think that's cannibalism. They're
Chill,
trying to eat you
chill,
with
chill,
potatoes.
Like, I wish you guys could see because I'm staring straight into Kelby's eyes, and he's like, "Yeah, I was swimming with like the potatoes. Like, I'm
He
a
was hungry.
potato.
That's what it is.
You're a tomato.
I am hungry. No, I swam with the turtles and the fishes.
There
Makes
ain't
more
even the
sense.
same letters in those two words.
I don't
One's
know.
a vegetable, one's an animal. One
Well, you
starts with
could
the
eat-
T,
you
one
could
starts
eat
with the
both.
P.
Go ahead. Anyway, you
I
was
jumped
with the
off,
turtles.
and because here's what happened. There was a cousin friend of mine who had a traumatic experience. He jumped off a boat, and his leg got cut in the propeller.
Yikes.
Ugh.
chopped them all up.
Sheesh.
So with that being said, if the boat's not moving, I could
You're
jump.
good with it.
Yeah, I could
Okay.
jump. But if it's moving, and then I had that experience
You're
where
not taking that
the
risk.
little boat was just swerving all up into the water and stuff, it just made me feel very uncomfortable. I threw up for like 3
crazy.
hours
In the boat?
outside of the boat. When you gotta really protect yourself
Right,
to not
yeah.
kill everybody with your vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the boat just doing all this.
Right.
Stuff.
You were focused.
Oh man, and the vomit is just
Right. And you just you're just taking those deep breaths in. You're
yeah.
like, yeah.
And the guy thinks it's funny.
You
He's
saying prayers to yourself.
Oh yeah. And I stepped
You
off
start
of it.
sweating.
Oh yeah. And then once I noticed that the world isn't moving around as
Right.
quickly as I thought it was,
Projectile.
yeah.
Wow.
Your stomach just goes.
And you're so dizzy.
Yeah.
You get off, you're like, and it just,
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that you had motion sickness like that.
I should have known because when I was a teenager, I didn't like sitting in the back seat of a car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was always like I feel a little weird, but it was always just a little weird. But in that Hawaii trip at 30, that's when
You realize.
my body was just like, bruh, I literally can't protect you from anything.
Yeah, we're
ever.
gonna turn this up.
Welcome to the dark side, man.
And the worst thing about it is, I took so much Dramamine after that. I had an allergic reaction ish to the Dramamine.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was sick during a luau. Boy, I was agitated. I couldn't drink. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything, and because I took like 5 Dramamine.
Jeez.
So yeah, now I went on a boat after that, and it was okay. Like I
Gotcha.
took a pill.
So the
and it was
bigger
cool.
the boat, the easier it is.
The easier it is.
You
As
do the
long
ones
as
in
they're not,
Chicago.
You just
messing
gotta
around.
make
Chicago,
sure
they got guns.
you just
No,
gotta
not on
make
the
sure the
boats.
boats that you go on have good stabilizers on them.
Oh, that's the thing?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So like that's what on cruise lines and stuff like that they have mad stabilizers. That's why you can't really feel that the
So-
boat's moving.
In 2000, John Q was on TV.
That's the end of my sentence. That's it. I just want to let you know.
And in more
that's
rats,
what was happening.
Kelby Joseph.
Did you know I have a list of stupid shit Kelby's told me? I have a list in my phone.
That one's making it.
It's on. In 2000, John Q was on TV. Moving on.
So I went on a cruise, and they played John Cruise the whole. They played John Q the whole time.
Okay,
And
now
so-
it makes sense.
Right. And so I remember watching John Q, and my aunt and my mom and my uncle and my cousin were all on the same cruise with us. They were barfing up a storm, and I sat there like, "What do you guys can't take this? It's a big old boat. You could barely feel it
Right.
until you start really actually feeling it. You can feel it.
Yeah, at certain points in the room, I feel like you feel it more than actually on the
Yeah, especially
deck
if
and
you're
stuff like
lower,
that. Yeah.
and all that stuff. So at the time, that's why I thought I didn't have any motion sickness, because I remember the John Q. I was sitting there watching a movie, totally fine. People are yakking their faces off.
Wow.
But now, no. If I'm not driving, then I need to take a Dramamine.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And if I'm gonna get on a boat, chances are I got to. That kayaking.
I thought it was like in your blood to not be motion sickness.
Listen, man, we moved to New York.
It was a whole.
So you're not
yeah,
Haitian,
I got
Haitian.
you.
No, we're New York Haitians.
Alright.
And then we moved to Florida, and we already had the cold in our blood. That's why I like my temperatures being at 54 degrees.
Right.
It's much more comfortable.
Checks out. Huh.
But I'm during the summertime, I want to get on a boat. I'll take my pill.
All right. Good.
I'll put the wristband on.
Yeah.
You want to do like whale watching, or you just want to like?
I'm down for all of it. I also want to go to Alaska.
Sounds cool.
You know what I mean? Just go over there and just see those celestials.
The 2 months in
Lights.
Chicago summertime is
So it
dope.
does- no,
Is it
does
really?
stuff.
Yeah, Chicago summer is dope. I don't know how outside everybody's gonna. I mean, it kind of depends on what the city does, but like the city throws a lot of events because the weather's so bad in Chicago. Like they get like 2 months of good weather, and they do like mad festivals, food festivals, Caribbean festivals, like a lot of stuff. That's
I'm
just
probably gonna
you could
be
go
there.
out there.
Yeah,
for free.
you go out to Chicago all the
Yeah.
time.
I think we're going in April, and then
Chicago's a dope,
back
dope
to my
city.
regular schedule.
Terrible
Everyone
weather.
has told me that.
Dope city. Terrible weather. That's
Why is the weather so bad?
it's just because it's by all the water, the lakes, and then the wind
Yeah, they
and all
got
that kind of
real
stuff.
seasons there. It freaks me out.
Well, when you say back, like you mean the summer is too summery, the winter is too
No,
wintery?
I'm talking about like when it gets cold. Like you
Oh.
only get the 2 months of like summertime that it's beautiful,
Mhm.
and the fall like is cool. But like the winters, bro, I'm talking -30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get.
That's how you know Juicy didn't do.
That's the whole thing. He was in a he was in a winter vortex.
Yeah.
And people were like, you ain't walking outside in these streets to go to Subway in a
Yeah.
winter vortex.
Yeah, that's
It was
crazy.
like -16 when he was like
No.
out there fake getting beat up.
I don't think the African Trumpers would do that in -16. they'll do that in 60.
Yo, but I got a question.
Answer.
So, now I'm back in these streets dating and whatnot. I get this question a lot. Do you believe in soul ties?
What does that mean?
So soul ties, I guess, is where you are
You
somehow
Googling
like
it too? So
intimate
that's a
with
Google.
the person or relationship and stuff like that, and like you have like your souls get tied together to where you start feeling like connected to them in a different way. Like you can tell when they're like you just be thinking about them a lot more. Like even down the line, if once you guys break up, you're still connected in some type of way. And I've just been hearing a lot more about that now that I'm back into dating, and I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on soul ties, if they exist, or is that just a conjecture of people like wanting to be deeper into something than they actually want to be?
So I hear that term a fair amount, and Frank used to say it to me all the time.
Yeah.
Soul ties. And a lot of people pretty much say like if you sleep with someone, that's a soul
Soul tie, right? Yeah, that's what it goes to.
because
yeah.
it's an exchange of energy
Right.
and all that. I think it's possible. But I don't know if that's the correct term because a soul tie just sounds deep, just sounds intense.
I think of two like ropes in like tangling into each other.
Yeah, it's a lot, and maybe it is. But you ever think about somebody that you did stuff with 12, 13, 14 years ago?
Absolutely.
And it does mess with your head.
Yeah.
It does mess with your head. A little
There's definitely certain women in my life that even though I haven't spoken to them in years, I feel like if they came back and they were single, I was single, and they were like interested, like I would get back with them.
I ain't gonna say all that.
That's what. So when people say like soul ties and all that kind of stuff, like I think there's certain females that I like in my head. I still have like.
Well, is it because you slept with them or because because that
I
doesn't?
don't think sleeping with somebody, for me at least, necessarily ties me to anybody. Like to me, it's just an action like shaking hands and kissing.
That's because we're men.
Yeah, maybe.
Men are just like, oh, look at that.
But what really engages me or like gets me into somebody is more like the conversations, like me feeling safe, me feeling comfortable, as well as just the moments and the memories that were shared. To me, that's where I get more emotionally invested versus the physical per se.
Would you say that those people are your soulmates?
I don't know, man. That's the stuff. That's kind of what I'm trying to gauge. Is just I don't know the term soulmates. Like, can you have multiple soulmates? Like
Sure.
when I was younger, I thought soulmate just meant that one person that you marry. As I get older and older, I think like soulmates could be friendships. Soulmates can be not with the opposite sex. It could just be like a friendship that you have with somebody that just you guys are best friends forever, and that was your soulmate. Maybe you could have multiple soulmates. Like this was your soulmate for this period in your life, and then you guys go your separate ways and never again. But that for that moment, I don't know. Like I really don't know what soulmate means. What would it mean to you?
Well, when I was a kid, this guy told me one time, he made a joke and his wife was around. And he said, I considered going to the Peace Corps. And I could have been in Cambodia. And your name, said this to his wife, he said, your name could have been Rosa. And you could see her face just getting upset.
Uh-huh.
We were at church and she thought she was the only one for him. And he was like, no, you're the only one for me because this is what happened in this scenario. But if you go to a different part of the world, there's somebody else out there that's looking at you.
Right.
There's not only just one fish for this dog.
That's what he said?
Well, no, I'm just this is my turn.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, yeah,
But do you think that?
But I think that there are multiple yeah.
No. What I mean by it is like, so we talk about, oh, well, if I was in this situation, it would have been here. If I was in that situation, it would have been there. What I'm saying is like, it can't, like, those determining factors happen because you were drawn to this soul. Is that what a soulmate is? So because your soulmate was in this scenario, that guy that he married, he didn't join the Peace Corps. He didn't go to Cambodia. Maybe because the energy from the soul of who was his wife at that time, or his soulmate, right, drew him to where he couldn't do those things.
I wouldn't say that. I would say, look, there are in the world that we live in right now, there are circumstances that have happened where somebody wouldn't have been your soulmate 10 years ago, and now they are. Especially with political things and COVID and this and that, and the way that people have divided and chose their sides, it makes you look at people a little different. And that's why you see a lot of people got divorced in the last 2 years. They just can't agree. I seen a girl who's been with this guy for years, and she's all the way left, and her boyfriend was all the way right. And I was like, how is this ever gonna work? And it didn't. They broke up. And for me,
but Sam found somebody new.
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't know. But it wasn't Sam. But
so you don't believe things are predetermined?
No. I think people. Here's the tough thing. I think that people make their decision. You got to stand by it. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, you physically have to tell yourself, "I choose you. I choose them." Mm-hmm. And you have to live your life like that. Because yes, there's a girl back in my high school who used to say, overseas bodies don't count.
Dang.
Wow.
But it wasn't zip codes? Because I know some people take it to area codes. And
no, she was like middle of the sea body, don't count. She went on a cruise. She was with like 4 other guys. Came back right back home to her man.
Oh boy.
In her mind, she never cheated.
No.
Interesting.
Well, I know girls that say that in general. That just be like, oh, that vacation, I wouldn't none.
Wow.
So yeah, that you can go other places and feel this tie to somebody, especially when
that's lust.
Sure, but I mean, let's say you go to Europe and you really say, F it, I'm gonna just live out here for 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
And you find somebody and they really attack your soul just a whole different type of way. You've never met anybody like that before. And then of course you have to come right back home, and then you find another person.
So what I'm trying to say is, are those the same thing as a soul tie?
Yeah.
So in your mind it is.
Yeah.
I would say no.
No, here's the thing. It just depends on how it affected you. Just the way you said, oh, you think about these women from years and years ago. You didn't say just one.
Yeah. But I'm saying what you're saying doesn't necessarily mean soul tie.
It could be. It could be. It just depends
in my definition of it. I think you could have different soul ties. I don't know if you could have different soul mates. Does that a difference?
Why not? You've had multiple roommates.
Yeah.
What's the difference? It's just somebody occupying your soul. It's just somebody occupying the space in your soul.
But I guess my definition of soulmate is somebody that's forever.
Well, that depends on your soul's actions. That goes back to me saying you have to make that person the one. If you have to define it to be forever, that means that there's a risk for it to not be forever.
Or that means that if it's not forever, that wasn't your soulmate.
It's just like when people become Christian and they decide, hey, I'm going to be Christ-like. And because you're Christ-like, you won't do things Christ wouldn't do. It's not to say that you wouldn't sin anymore, but you would live your life in the way that Christ would.
Right.
So what that means is you would no longer entertain the things that you would have normally.
I think your definition seems like more of a conscious thing. What I'm trying to say is what I think or what I envision a soulmate is
It's an unconscious thing.
it's a subconscious thing.
Oh.
So
You got it. I got you.
I mean, it's not like you
Just fast
dead or you
as
just
sleep, I
like
see.
drugged and stuff like that. No, it's a subconscious thing. It's something that's happening outside of your control, where like two energies are combining because of the like science of it all, kind of thing. So, do you remember? You've seen Hancock?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yes.
So those two energies, right? In that movie, you're paired.
Yeah.
And so like the pairing with Hancock and that white woman, I forget what the actress's name is.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize
Don't
Theron,
even
yeah.
say her name.
Yeah. So in that
Don't put
movie,
that
they
on.
were like soulmates, but in that version of soulmates, whenever they were together, it made them weaker. So they were actually stronger apart versus together, because when their energies were together, it actually made them susceptible to become injured. But when they're apart, they're able to be like superheroes or whatever it is. So, but I think it's more something like that. That's, you can't control it.
I don't believe that. I think that I believe in divine relationships where there are some people you are just, your heart beats the same time they beat. And I think that's 0.0001% of the population in history. But for the most part, I think even if you find somebody who just makes your heart beat and skip and you just, it blah, 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 you have to be conscious enough to make those decisions to say, I still want to entertain this. Because a part of your brain could just say, well, I love this person. This is my soulmate. But shorty over there got a big booty. Right? If your soulmate is your soulmate, you would never want to mess that up.
That's how I envision it. I think it's something that it changes you as a person, your soulmate.
Just like being Christ-like.
Sure. But I think religion and Christ-like is more of a choice than what I think soulmate is.
See, that's where I disagree.
Yeah, and you can. Like I said, I don't know.
I know.
Okay.
I'm for sure.
No, go ahead.
What about you, Chris?
In terms of soul ties, I'm pretty sure that's a thing, because I think soul ties, it goes back to what you were saying. You could have soulmates doesn't mean just, it
Like
can be
romantic.
right. It could be with a friend, all that stuff. I think that's what a soul tie is. I think soul ties can affect you and multiple people. Like you all can have soul ties like
Interesting.
that.
So it's not also something that's romantic?
Right. I would say that.
Got you. So what is so I guess some women, or I'm sure men too, are worried about having sex because they're like having sex with people that they're not in relationships with and stuff like that, because they're afraid of that soul tie, or they're afraid of the energy that person has is going to affect their soul and their body. Like I know there's women that have told me that like believe that, be careful who you sleep with, because even if like it's anything doesn't happen, like if they have negative energy, they're exchanging that negative energy and putting it into your body.
It's completely true. That's why you. So yeah, you have to remember, number one, women are receiving you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's a whole different thing than you.
You mean physically?
Yeah, they're physically receiving you, and so they are receiving everything that comes along with you.
Right.
Whether that's your body, whether that's your soul, whether that's your emotional
Energy.
standpoint, all that stuff. Men, on the other hand, well,
So then how do men have a soul tie?
men have to live outside of themselves. So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about men, and I actually spoke on this morning, right before you guys got here. Men don't care about almost anything. Here's what I mean by that. As a man, you could live anywhere by yourself. Yay or nay?
Absolutely.
You got a couch, you got a bed. Life is good. You want to get in shape. That's pretty much it. I want to get in shape. I want to go on vacation. When you go on vacation, you could do the least important things and have a great time.
Right.
You go there, you sit by the pool. Doesn't have to be a nice pool. You can go somewhere nice as long as you have drinks. May not have to be the best drinks. Doesn't really matter. But the moment a man starts thinking outside of his own self, all of a sudden they see color. The world becomes a whole different place.
What do you mean by outside of their self?
So you're with somebody.
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, the things that were acceptable for you all of a sudden are just like, whoa, you don't treat her like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know for me, if I ordered something at a restaurant and it didn't come out right, I would just eat it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if you notice they did that to your girl, you start immediately like, yo, wait, whoa. You know what I'm saying?
But
so for
don't
men,
you think that comes from the innateness of man, like back in the day, caveman man?
yeah, it's
with
the protector and
Yeah.
the provider and all
But
that
is that
stuff.
actually thinking outside of yourself, or is
Yeah,
that something
it
that's
is.
already innate in us?
No, because you have to choose to do that.
No, but that's the whole point of it. You're not choosing if it's your natural instinct. Instinct isn't a choice.
Nah, because you know how many girls you've been with that they could mess up her order.
But I don't think that's how I am.
Oh, you protect everybody?
If I'm with a girl, I'm yeah.
What do you mean by with?
Like even on a date.
Yeah,
Somebody I
because you're
just
on
met.
a date.
I'm saying any female that I'm around, naturally my instinct is to be a protector. It's not about a choice.
I think you're seeing it on surface level. I'm talking about like, I'm going to dedicate myself to you. That's what I mean to say. Like the moment you dedicate yourself to a woman, your priorities change instantly. But we'll keep talking about this after this break.
Let's play some bills.